The Eastern Africa Grain Council is a regional organization with membership drawn from across the Eastern and Southern Africa. Membership is drawn from grain value chain stakeholders, currently with presence in 10 countries across Africa, including Burundi, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania, Zambia, Malawi, South Sudan, Democratic Republic of Congo, and Ethiopia.
Eastern Africa Grain Council is a membership-based organization with a regional presence in 10 countries in Eastern Africa. The countries include Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, South Sudan, Ethiopia, then down to Malawi, Zambia, and then DRC, making 10 countries in Eastern Africa. We have three categories of membership. We have the active members, associate members, and the affiliate members. The active members are those who deal directly in grain trade, and they include traders and producers of grain trade. The associate members are organizations that provide services to the traders and producers of grain.
The Eastern Africa Grain Council has got a vision to be the voice of the grain sector in Africa, and they work closely with regional blocs in the 10-member countries, as Paul Ochuna, the country team leader for the Eastern Africa Grain Council, clarifies.
We exist with a mandate to promote structured grain trading systems in Eastern Africa. While pursuing our mandate, we work very closely with the East Africa community, the ESC bloc. We also work very closely with other regional blocs, the governments in those 10 countries, so that we can lobby and ensure that there is a conducive environment for trade across borders. We have other key pillars in pursuit of our mandate, which include the structured grain trading systems. Under the structured grain trading systems pillar, here we work with the smallholder farmers. We support the smallholder farmers in post-harvest management and marketing of their grains. We also work with the warehouse operators and the warehouse organizations, where we support them inspecting their facility to ensure that it's fit for grain storage. We do a lot of training with them around quality management and warehouse operations, amongst others.
The council has also had a huge presence in Uganda, where a number of the farmers in the country are linked to potential service providers as a move to provide support and training to achieve the vision of the East Africa Grain Council.
Eastern Africa Grain Council has over 83 members. These are different organizations across the different categories of our membership. And we are also working with over 112 G-Hubs. The G-Hubs are a one-stop point for grain. In the G-Hubs, we have which is basically the grain business hubs. We have an organization that has membership. Those are the smallholder farmers who come together as a group and aggregate their grain in a storage facility, which we inspect, and we also train those farmers. And they are linked to input service providers who provide seed and other agro input services and products like the fertilizers and so on. So we also link those agro-input dealers to the G-Hub. Still in the G-Hub, we have a financial institution that is linked to the G-Hub to provide financial services to the farmers and to the hub.
Kenya imposed a ban on Uganda's maize exports as the maize didn't meet the standards that Kenya was looking for, and Ochuna believes that among the reasons there isn't much attention given to small-scale farmers, and yet they play a huge role in the agricultural sector.
Given to the smallholder farmers to capacity build them and to support them with the right infrastructure so that they are able to handle their post-harvests correctly and so that also they're able to store their commodities in a conducive storage facility. So you'll find that throughout the post-harvest process, issues of quality become evident. For instance, you'll find some farmers who dry their grain on the bare soil. You have seen those who are drying their grain along the roadsides, and they're not using tarpaulins. So all that grain, when bulked together and sold to a trader, will have a lot of quality issues. They won't be able to meet the quality standards that are required for export. Also in Uganda, we have challenges of the weather. In most cases, after the harvests, we have a very short time when it's quite hot, such that the grain can dry for quite a number of days, weeks, so that the moisture content can reduce to the acceptable levels.
Paul Niwagaba, a programs officer at the Eastern Africa Grain Council, believes that this was an eye-opener, and this helped Uganda identify a challenge, and therefore Uganda should check standards of the produce before export.
The ban on maize from Uganda, I think, was an eye-opener for Uganda because it's not a secret that our maize quality is struggling. So Kenya helped us to identify that we had a problem to deal with, and we should actually appreciate and work on our structures, work on our systems to make sure that we improve on our quality. Kenya raised a concern that our maize had high levels of aflatoxin. And with evidence, of course, with tests, and when we have also a laboratory here, so we have performed some of these tests, and actually the samples have tested positive for aflatoxin to levels higher than what is recommended in the standard. The standard recommends 10 parts per billion, but we have tested some samples that have levels as high as 97, as high as 147 parts per billion. So the problem is with us. It's about us to organize ourselves, improve our post-harvest handling, improve our storage, but most importantly, avail testing centers so that whatever is due for export is tested and certified.
But what should be done that these challenges don't affect our maize production and create room for better maize exports in the future?
Government should come in to support the smallholder farmers. We should also have the private sector organizations in the value chain, in specific the maize value chain, investing more in post-harvest equipment and post-harvest handling techniques, so that there is increased awareness and adoption at the smallholder farmer level. Then also at the bulking centers, there should be more sensitization of the farmers, and majorly on storage. Farmers should be supported by the private sector, because the private sector, and in specific the traders and the exporters, they are the net benefits of grain exports.
Quality starts right from the gardens, right from the seed, through agronomy to post-harvest handling and storage. There is a standard in place that details what the farmers should do, actually what each value chain actor should do: farmers, traders, transporters, processors. Now, what the government should do, in my view, is to, first of all, to make sure that we have good quality seed on the market, minimize counterfeits, good quality agri-inputs on the market, and subsidize or remove some taxes on post-harvest handling equipment to make them a bit affordable to the farmers, because our post-harvest losses as a country.
The Uganda National Bureau of Standards received mobile laboratory testing for selected products authorized by the Ugandan government in a bid to support micro, small and medium-sized enterprises' COVID-19 recovery and resilience. The products eligible for mobile laboratory testing include maize grain, maize flour, sanitizers, face masks and personal protective equipment, among others. Paul Niwagaba believes that the idea will be effective, as it will reduce the turnaround time, and even on-site testing is possible.
Mobile laboratories is a very good idea because, one, it saves on the turnaround time. If it's mobile, it means they can move and find the consignments or find the produce where it is, do on-site tests and deliver results there and then, which may not be the case where you need to pick a sample and take it to a laboratory and you find you have to join the queue and wait for maybe a week or two before the results come. So if you have a mobile laboratory, on-site testing is possible. That's one. Two, it takes the service closer to the farmers or closer to the users. Most of these laboratories are concentrated in camp.
The Eastern Africa Grain Council is a membership-based organization registered in Kenya as a company limited by guarantee and without share capital. It was registered in 2006 at the request and through the efforts of key stakeholders in all three sections of the grain value chain: producers, traders and processors. Service providers as associate members. It operates as a non-profit, non-political, non-denominational organization which prepares, disseminates and promotes the exchange of information on matters affecting the regional grain industry.